Welcome to the Flex Forward podcast, where grit meets growth. With your host, Nic Espanet, bringing you stories of resilience, reinvention, and the real climb to success.
All right, everyone, welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. Today we're joined by Nichole Daher. Nichole sounds like a great story. I can't wait for her to share it with you. She is the founder and CEO at Success on the Spectrum. Nichole, welcome to the Flex Forward podcast. I'm glad to have you here today. Can you tell our listeners a little bit about you and about what you do at Success on the Spectrum?
Correct. So my name is Nichole, and in 2014, I got married to a man with a 5-year-old little girl who had autism. And I had never been exposed to, I should do that. And I had never been exposed to the world of autism before. And it was very shocking and very jarring, but I wanted to do the best that I could by my new daughter to take care of her. And she was enrolled in what's called ABA therapy. So when you're diagnosed with autism, the only FDA-approved treatment is ABA therapy. It stands for Applied Behavior Analysis, and it's basically a nonverbal way of teaching children new skills. And it works very well for children with autism, ADHD, Down syndrome, lots of different things. And she did very, very well on this. But when she turned 7, that's where the problem started. They aged her out of the program. Oh. And I was amazed to find that, why is she doing this? Zeta! I'm going to lock her up if she doesn't stop. I was amazed to discover that the vast majority of ABA therapy clinics throughout the United States only serve children up to age 7. Then they want it to be the school system's problem.
Oh, yeah. School starts around that time, right?
Exactly. And she wasn't ready for school. Like mentally, emotionally, and socially, she was not ready for that. So I searched and searched for an ABA company that would accept children under 7. I'm so sorry.
I'm not hearing whatever the noise is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Then I'll just keep going.
Just
as a mom, it's so discouraging that you need help for your baby and there's nothing out there. It broke me into pieces. I searched and searched. I found a few places that would take kids over 7, but they all had waiting lists a mile long. So I founded Success on the Spectrum, and we are an ABA therapy company that takes kids up to age 18.
Oh, wow.
And, it was only meant to be just one of them for my daughter. And then more people called and more people called and more parents called, and I had more enrollment than I knew what to do with. And I knew that I alone couldn't solve this need, this gap.
This countrywide or worldwide, I suppose.
Countrywide. It really is worldwide, truly. So that's when I franchised. And now we have 81 open and running locations throughout the U.S. across 20 different states. But it all started here in Texas.
What a great story. And it's something you saw a need for yourself. You really were helping, but you knew there were other people that were in this exact same spot. And, you started out, and what a heart to say. I read your story that once you filled up your first location, like I didn't want to tell people no, like we were told no. And so I don't know when you went to the franchise model, but you maybe opened a second one, and then just how many people, 81 times, I don't know if 100 kids, 200 kids get treated at each one, whatever the number is. It's just a multifold, especially the 7 to 18-year-olds that are getting treatment that may not have, or very few of them likely would have got it. So that's what an awesome story. Very good story.
Statistics are incredible because 1 in 31 kids now are diagnosed with autism. So if you think about how many, you have a child, you have a daughter, how many kids are in her class? Definitely more than 30. So statistically, there's at least one autistic kid in every classroom across America, and they're just skating by or being left behind or just isolated because they're the weird one. There's really no place for them. And I wanted to create that.
Well, that's great. What a great story. So, what do you think set you apart to be able to go to that next level to take the next step? Because you had to have a little bit of business acumen, I think, to get it running and get into the franchise, or maybe you learned it on the go. But just what is something that sets you apart to be able to have the success?
This business, because the demand is so high, I don't know if you have to be good at anything for it to work, which is kind of scary. And ABA therapy does kind of have a controversial reputation where you see on the news that a kid got abused or there was somebody who was frustrated with the kid and handled them too roughly. So if it's not made for you, you won't enjoy something like this.
Sure.
But I think having the parents' perspective gave this business a unique twist because most ABA therapy companies, including the one my daughter went to, they wouldn't let you go inside. It was private. You pulled up into the front of the place, they took your kid out of the car, and you're like, bye, see you at the end of the day. You were never allowed inside. You didn't know what was going on in there. And as a mother
What
of a
do you know
daughter
what
that
the
was
logic on, I mean, what,
well, they say it's private, that it's health and you can see your kid, but you're not supposed to see other people's kids. And the
some
parents might
HIPAA
be a
stuff?
distraction to their own children. That's the
Because you
excuse.
put a one-way, if you, that's true, put a one-way glass up.
I think it's just hiding the fact that most ABA companies are not doing things the way that they should be doing. You're supposed to be one-on-one, but if you can't look and see, how would you know?
Yeah,
So the unique twist about my business is that we have cameras in every room and we have a parent viewing room. So the parents can see the kids, but the kids can't see the parents. You can
nice.
rewind, you can fast forward. If something happens during the day, kid bumps their head, you want to know what happened, we can rewind it back. And I think that unique parent viewing room for us makes us stand out. And not business acumen, that was the mama bear in me making
Yeah.
that
Well, and it's
happen.
transparency too. I mean, it protects you, protects the I don't know, therapist ever who's doing the treating. If there is an accusation, you're like, no, here's here, was a physical, well, I guess I'm still a physical therapist, haven't done it in a long time, but we never went in, especially with somebody of the opposite sex, it never had a closed door. Or if they needed a closed door for some reason, we brought a female another person in there just to kind of cover your rear. And even when I worked in the hospital, it would drive me crazy. The nurses would come by and close the door. I'd leave it cracked where people couldn't see in if they're walking down the hall, but they'd close the door. I'm like, no, I'm in here with a female. We're gonna leave this door open. But having the cameras protects you as a business owner, your person doing the treating too. So it gives the parents a lot of peace of mind. So it seems like
I I agree. And I had a daughter that was nonverbal. If something happened to her, she couldn't tell me. So it's
sure.
a huge fear for these parents. And the cameras give so much relief on both sides. To this day, the only reason why I think everyone else doesn't do it is because they're hiding something. And I don't like that at all.
It kind of that's where it leads you to what leads you to think of if they're doing that. What as you've had your journey, what is something that you found came easy to you that others may find challenging?
Well, most people, when they start a business, they don't know, they don't have the business acumen. They haven't done, and certainly I had never dealt with anything in the medical field like this before. And so being a part of a franchise, I think solves that problem because all the things that I had to learn the hard way and the
Mhm.
expensive mistakes I had to make along the way, all that knowledge gets imparted out of my brain and into my franchisees' brains, and they don't have to make the same mistakes and they don't have to spend the money on things they didn't need or buy the insurance or not enough insurance or whatever it is. So I think franchising takes the guesswork out a lot of that difficult startup things that
Sure.
happen along the way. And I think it's a I don't know, nobody else is doing this. I was the only franchise in this industry for a very, very long time. Only this past year or two have there been other franchises emerge, but I think it's a model that really, really works. And obviously we're very successful. I think more people should do it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And you're helping so many children out and young adults in this space that need it. Such a great thing. So if someone's listening and wants to get better, like through self-improvement or business, do you have any books or podcasts, any tips you can share with them?
Honestly, the biggest lesson that I've learned when you're starting a brand new business, you will be so shocked at how much of a difference the right person and the wrong person that's standing with you can make things either go really well for you or really bad for you. The team of people that you build around you is everything because you're only one person. And as much as, I'm very type A and I wanted to control everything and do everything myself, you can't do everything. You're only one person. And so you have to rely on a team that has the same main goals and overall ideas in mind as well. You can't just be there for a paycheck. And so the best advice I can give to any business owner is be very careful who you hire. It's like being in a relationship. You don't want to pick the wrong partner. And even if they're not owner of your business, they're still helping you run everything. They're still the face of your company. They're still somebody who your other employees and your customers see every day. You cannot put a little water in something like that. It's everything.
It's so important, and especially if they're outward or inward facing, but and knowing when to replace them. It's tough sometimes, but being quick to fire or replace somebody that doesn't have your culture and isn't helping your business and move in the right direction. And so that kind of leads into the next question: is what's one of the biggest challenges you have? It sounds like maybe you've had somebody that was challenging
I've
working
had
on
quite a few people that have been challenging actually, but I've been lucky to have really good people too, and the difference is staggering. I think one of the biggest challenges I had in the beginning was that health insurance didn't pay. Not all health insurance didn't pay for ABA therapy yet, and so it was very difficult to have desperate parents call in and say, "My kid needs help. Please help me." And then I check into it and their insurance didn't pay for anything.
Mm-hmm.
ABA therapy can feel like a daycare in that you drop your kids off in the morning, you pick them up at night, but it's a heck of a lot more expensive because we are one-on-one and because we are specialized and because we're medical treatment. Our tuition is $10,000 a month. Nobody can afford that.
Sure.
And you can imagine, as you know, for daycare, you pay $1,000 a month and parents are like crying because the bill is so high. Nobody can afford this ABA therapy. So health insurance is so important, and it's so great that these families can get this one-on-one specialized attention for their kids with nothing charged to them. I mean, insurance picks it up. And in what year was it? Like 2015, I think, maybe later than that. Obama made those federal mandates, all this healthcare reform. And now every single publicly funded health insurance plan must cover ABA therapy as an essential healthcare service. So it stressed me out back in the day to find clients that had the right insurance, and now everyone can get ABA therapy. So it's easier now.
That makes it awesome. That very good. Well, it sounds like things are going well in business, and as a lot of people start having success, they start considering the future and maybe looking at passive income to either replace or maybe supplement their income. What are your thoughts on passive income?
Success on the spectrum specifically is not really a passive income place. In my franchise, I want owner operators because we're a people business. They have scared mamas coming in. You can hire someone to be your HR. You can hire someone to do your claims. You can hire someone to do your books, but nobody is going to care about your business as much as you. And so for me, if I'm going to guarantee my franchisees success, I'm going to have to insist that they are involved in the daily operations. I don't want my CEOs to be sitting at a desk Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They're not strapped down to a shift. Sure. But you have to be the one that is the crisis manager. When things go wrong or people have questions, you have to be the one making those decisions. Because a 20-year-old is not going to make the decisions that you will.
You need that top level making the decisions. That's very wise. So as we're wrapping up the interview, do you have any exciting plans or initiatives in the next 6 to 12 months?
We already have 81 open and running locations. We have 30 more in the pipeline. So we will get to 100 before Christmas of 2026, which is very exciting.
Nice.
We're only in 20 states and autism is everywhere. So I really hope to expand access to care. It's been quite the journey where we've discovered that these clinics, whether they're in a cornfield or in the middle of a downtown urban area, they're both successful and we all have waiting lists. All of us have waiting lists. So it's still a huge need and a huge demand, and we need to open more of these to provide access to care to all the kids that need the help. So my goal is to open more and more, and I do have some back end plans to help kids, or not kids, but young adults that are over 18 into a career transitioning program.
Oh, nice. Wonderful. Well, great stuff. I really enjoyed visiting with you, and thank you so much for taking time to share with our listeners. If people would like to get in touch with you, what's the best way for them to do that? Learn more about your franchise or about you?
If you'd like more information, you can visit our website, sosfranchising.com. You can also find our SOS Franchising YouTube channel where you can actually see videos of what the inside of a clinic looks like and what it would feel like as a CEO of an SOS franchise.
Awesome. Thank you, Nichole. It's so nice getting to visit with you and learning what you're doing. And I'm excited that you're helping so many kids out there and also helping people with business. You're helping in two different ways. So what a great thing. And, if this is something, you either have a child maybe with on the spectrum or you are looking at a franchise, I encourage you to reach out to Nichole. And thanks everyone for listening. Be sure to like and share this podcast. Thanks, Nichole.
Thanks for listening to the Flex Forward podcast. If you've got grit, growth, and a great story, visit flexforwardpodcast.com/guest to apply and join us on the show.